Economic and Community Development public hearing on city's annual action plan, including the use of the Department of Housing and Urban Development estimated appropriations for the Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnership Grant, Emergency Solutions Grant, and Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS Grant.
I'd like to open the public hearing for anybody wishing to speak in favor.
Good evening, Mr. Council President, fellow council members. My name is Don Walker. I'm here representing the Office of Economic and Community Development, and I'm here seeking council support for the city's 2014 entitlement grant programs. Let me start by saying this has been a difficult year. The sequestration that occurred down in Washington has resulted in a situation where HUD has not yet awarded the final dollar amounts for any of the entitlement grants as of this date, and yet they've asked us to proceed with the action plan process and base 3 of those grants on local funding, and that's what we did with the action plan. One of the grants, the Emergency Solutions Grant, which is currently funded at a level of $199,000, will take a 24% cut, and that will result in about $151,000 allocation for the next fiscal year. And these funds can be used for support services to the homeless and those at risk of becoming homeless. It is our intention to fund 2 projects by the Lynn Shelter Association, the Service Coordination Center and the Multi-Service Center Security Assistant, and also to fund some operating expenses associated with managing the Multi-Service Center and a rental assistance program that will be coordinated by the Lynn Housing Authority. The Home Investment Partnership Grant is currently funded at a level of $601,000. And this program is also initiated by the Lynn Housing Authority, and it can fund a number of different housing activities, including things like first-time homebuyer assistance, rental assistance, rehab loans, rehab grants, and so forth. The third grant is the Community Development Block Grant, and that grant will be funded at a level of $2.2 million. And about $440,000 of that funding will be allocated to the Lynn Housing Authority for nonprofit organization assistance for low moderate income opportunities, rental assistance, rehab loans, and grants, as well as first-time homebuyer assistance. In terms of community facilities, we have about 3 pending grant applications, matching grant applications. The first one is a boating infrastructure grant. And if awarded, the city will receive about $267,000 in federal funds, which need to be matched with $100,000 in block grant funds. The second grant is a $50,000 grant with the Mass Historical Commission, and that needs a match of $50,000 in local funds. And we will use those monies to continue to initiate weatherproofing tactics at the Multi-Service Center. In terms of economic development, we want to continue to fund the Small Business Assistance Center. We want to continue to fund the Small Business Loan Support Program, the Commercial Facade Grant Program, and so forth. We also plan to allocate about $340,000 toward public service activities, which will fund 25 public service activities, 5 of which will be new activities. And the way that we were able to fund this was to make cuts in the amount of about 13% for existing agencies that are receiving public service funding.
Thank you very much. Anybody else wishing to speak in favor?
Hi, good evening, City Council. My name is Lynn, and it's a pleasure to be here on our third presence here at the podium to speak on this grant. And tonight, I'm happy to announce that we are speaking in favor of the grant. And so finally, we have to recognize that deserving of one of the awards. I represent the Friday Family Support Group. We support families and children in the community who have mental health issues. This is May's Mental Health Month. Last week was Children's Mental Health Week. The mayor did do a proclamation, which we're very happy that she was able to do that. It's something that's done by our governor and across the state, a lot of cities and towns. So we're really excited and pleased to be able to have this opportunity to be funding. And you have before you an invitation to one of the collaborative efforts that we provide for our children. And tomorrow evening, 19 kids from our program will be on stage at the Wayne City Theater performing. And it's an exciting time for them, an exciting time for their families. And that is made possible through the Department of Mental Health, who is one of our, where we get some of our funding from. But without the support of this grant and these dollars, things like the performance and participating in this therapeutic program wouldn't be possible. So again, we just want to say thank you to the community development and then say yay, please find a favor so that we can finally get our funding.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak in favor?
Hi, my name is Melissa Romanello. I'm also here to speak in favor. This is also my third time coming to speak to you about this grant, and thankfully this time I'm going to ask you guys to vote for it. I'm actually going to talk a little bit personally about how this grant could have affected my family if we had been included years ago. But I'm also going to say how it's going to continue to affect my family and families just like mine. I'm going to ask my son, Braden, to stand. Braden has bipolar. He spent 3 weeks in the Children's Psychiatric Ward of Union Hospital when he was 8 years old for trying to commit suicide. The group that this grant is going to help fund helps children just like him. I'm very proud to say today he is an honor roll student at KIPP Academy. He was almost thrown away, though. I can also say that he was excluded from the Lynn Public Schools on a 37H&1 for an attempted felony. I can also say that the Friday Family Support Group was the only support there for my family throughout many of our trials and tribulations. I can say that he is going to grow up to be a contributing member of this society because of the Friday Family Support Group. And I'm asking that not only do you vote yes this time, but any time that our group comes in front of you and asks for funding or for help with funding, that you think about kids just like him. And you think about all of the kids in Lynn just like him that you are helping to support, and you're helping to make contributing members of society. Thank you very much.
Anybody else wishing to speak in favor?
David Gass, Director of the Highlands Coalition. We've applied for a block grant this year to hire young people to work with us at Cook Street Park. Thank you for supporting the bond bill, which will give money to renovate the Cook Street Park. We're building a garden there. We have 30 plots and 31 people. So we are already committed. Thank you, Councilor Johan, for helping us with getting up in the big machine and helping push stuff around. But last year we applied, and I guess the advisory committee said that no new groups would get funded. I hear that Mr. Walker said that 5 new groups will be funded. I hope we will, because that's the way to innovate change. And I hope and the grant would help hire young people to bring in other youth. One person can bring in 50 kids to work in a park. That's how valuable and how you can leverage these funds. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dawn Duncan. I'm actually a grant writer, and I work with Building Bridges Through Music as one of my clients. Doreen Murray is here as well. And I just wanted to speak in support of this grant as well as for Building Bridges Through Music. I've been helping them raise money for a couple of years now, and they are truly a group in the city that does amazing things using music as the medium to teach people of all ages about different elements of life and educational things, and brings community members from the North Shore together to promote cultural diversity. This is our first year applying for community development block grant funding, and we hope that that we are recipients of that this year, and just want to commend the city on the work they've done with this funding, and hope that you will approve this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to speak in favor?
Good evening. I would be remiss if I didn't stand up and say what an incredible job you guys have done. I walked in on such important aspects of what happens here in Lynn. And to that, I say that I am in total support. Building bridges is in total support, because that is what we are doing. We are continuing after 13 years, this being our first year, to apply, realizing that the work that we do extends beyond the city of Lynn, but it brings people into Lynn with an opportunity to get to know Lynn on a much, 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 much different level, starting with children ages 6 and working with adults all the way up to 90 on a regular basis. Brendan has been to some of the Peace Camp activities, and our kids have been here to witness government in action. And I would just like to say thank you. The task of going through the application process is difficult and it's challenging. But when you believe in what you do and you know that what you do is to benefit not yourself, but the community in which the people who come for your services live, then it makes it all worthwhile. It is not something that we do, or I do, alone. It is a community effort across the board. So again, I hope that with the support and all the yays going towards making sure that people get funded to continue to do the incredible work that they do, that maybe, just maybe, we will be one of those recipients to be able to hire people now instead of having volunteers, incredible volunteers, for 13 full years. We would like to be able to be a part of the revitalization here in our city and to be able to hire the best to service our children and our families. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak in favor?
Gentlemen, I'm Pamela Burton from Saving Our Souls Foundation, and I do favor this grant. I'm a nonprofit organization based out of Lynn, an anti-violent organization. As you guys probably are aware, there has been a lot of gun shooting and a lot of crime, violent crime in Lynn. So this is the reason why I support this grant. I'm hoping that you, as a councilman of Lynn, will support the Saving Our Souls Foundation. I do have a location. We are located at 1 City Hall Square. We do have some clients that are involved with Saving Our Souls Foundation. I'm nervous. But anyways, I've been carrying this program for 3 years independently, financially independently. I have gotten some private donations and some charitable donations. So I ask you guys if you can support this organization so we can stop the violence. As you know, it is critical right now. As of the month of May, we have had 4 shootings. We've had 4 shootings. I do understand the Lynn Police Department are awesome. I connect with the Lynn Police Department. They're awesome, but they cannot do this by themselves. This is a community issue. Where the community has to come together and try to help stop the violence. I have some people here with me, Darryl Murkison, who is our community activist, Andrew, who's our treasurer, and we have some team members here that are here supporting me today. Since the organization is already established, I have a location for the organization. I built it independently. I have all the equipment in the area space, recreational room, a classroom. Everything is there for me to go forward with this organization. Today I come before you to ask you to assist me with paying the rent. Just looking to get the rent paid for the rest of this year until next year comes around. And I am a 501c. I'm a 501c, so I am able to go out and write grants and get other donations.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak in favor? Anybody else in favor? Anybody else in favor? Seeing no one else wishing to speak in favor, close the public hearing for all those in favor. Open the public hearing for anybody in opposition. Anybody wanting to speak in opposition? Anybody in opposition? Seeing no one wishes to speak in opposition, close the public hearing for all those in opposition. Close the public hearing. What's the wish of the council?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. 11 yes. We have several,
We have a number of public hearings to be set down. If there's no objection, we can read them collectively.
petition of 26 Auto Body Inc. Active Duty Heirs for permission for an auto body shop at 52 Oakville Street with the hours of operation, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Petition of National Grid Jason Dwyer for permission to install approximately 30 feet of 6 4-inch PVC conduit encased in concrete from an existing manhole at the intersection of Liberty Street and Sutton Street in the southerly direction, also installing 45 feet of PVC conduit encased in concrete from 41 Sutton Street in the east-south direction across from Liberty Street. Petition of Comcast Timothy Broderick for permission to intercept existing conduit on King Street and place manhole vault. Place 1 3-inch PVC conduit 15 feet plus or minus in a northeasterly direction to property at 74 Ocean Street. Petition of National Grid Paul McGrath for permission to install approximately 1,200 feet of gas main beginning at the intersection of Blossom Street and Summer Street, heading northeast on Summer Street to Tremont Street, northeast on Tremont Street to Pleasant Street, and northwest on Pleasant Street to 35 Pleasant Street to service St. Mary's High School. Petition National Grid Jason Dwyer to install 2 to 4 feet conduits encased in concrete approximately 120 feet in a northwest direction from existing P27 Sagamore Street to existing manhole number 2 Sagamore Street in order to remove faulty energy switches in manhole number 2 Suffolk Street feeding Haveloft Apartments at 678 Washington Street and read them from new overhead fuses at P27 Sagamore Street. Petition of Right Spice Caribbean Noyan Edward for permission for a sign permit at 532 Weston Avenue. Petition of Festa Italiana Carnival at Holy Family, Reverend Gregory Mercurio for permission for a festival annual carnival at 26 Besson Street on August 8th, 9th, and 10th. Petition of Cariba Restaurant Celso Acosta for a sign permit at 61 Franklin Street. Petition of Ernie's Harvest Time, Ernie Frantangelo for permission to operate a retail food store selling meat, produce, and dairy at 597 Essex Street with hours of operation Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., closed Sunday. And petition of Sweet D's Food Cart Desiree DiVigilio for permission to operate a food cart on the sidewalks of Magnolia Ave and Flax Pond Playgrounds for fundraising for North Shore Community College's Wellness and Healing Arts Program, Thursday through Sunday, noon to dusk. Summer vacation, June 20th to September 1st, weather permitting.
Move to set it down.
Motion made. Do I hear a second? Second. Discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. 11 yes. Unfinished business, I have nothing. Ordinance Committee lays over to the next meeting. Ways and Means was referred to Ordinance. Public Safety, the following individuals appointed Constable: Wesley Santa Cruz, 481 South Broadway, Lawrence.
Public Safety. Is that a unanimous vote of the committee?
Motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Unanimous vote of the committee, motion to accept.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Public Property, we have one order with an emergency order that the City Council deems it necessary for municipal purposes to take temporary easement interest in parcels of land on Broadway located in said City of Lynn to facilitate the Massachusetts Department of Transportation roadway reconstruction of Route 129 pursuant to Chapter 40, Section 79, and Chapter 82 of the Massachusetts General Laws. The City of Lynn has awarded damages in the sum of $50 for each said temporary easement based upon an appraisal received by the City of Lynn.
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci? Yes, Counsel Creighton.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Ford.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey. Yes, Counsel Net.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Phelan.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan.
Yes.
Yes, 11 yes. Request of emergency.
And on the emergency, roll call, please.
Counsel Barton.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Capano.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci. Yes, Counsel Creighton.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Ford. Yes, Counsel Lozey.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Net.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Phelan.
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan.
Yes.
Yes, 11 yes. Finance Committee. Earlier tonight, the City of Lynn took by eminent domain the property at 92 and 118, 120 Brookline Street. The City Council must establish a pro tanto award for the taking of the property. We have a council order that the City Comptroller be and he is hereby authorized to appropriate from free cash the sum of $1,300,000.00 to the account of Marshall Middle School Project 9J120-7800 for the purpose of acquiring the land designated for the MSBA approved location of the new Marshall Middle School on Brookline Street. And I have a letter from the Inspectional Services Director that I'll read into the record. Dear Councilors, as you're aware, the Lynn City Council will be considering whether to take via eminent domain the above identified parcels of land for the purpose of constructing a new Marshall Middle School. The Department of Inspectional Services will be overseeing the construction of the new middle school. Please be advised that I've reviewed 2 appraisals for the subject property. I've also received the existing special permit with conditions that apartment buildings be constructed with the staggered construction schedule. I have also reviewed documentation from the Assessor's Office. At this time, it is uncertain as to the soil conditions at the subject property and the remediation costs, if any, to remove hazardous materials. Ground stability is further unknown at this time. Immediately following the eminent domain taken, the city will conduct soil boring tests to determine the stability of the ground soil for the intended construction of a 4-story middle school, as well as the necessity for any remediation costs. As a result of my review of the foregoing, it is my recommendation that a pro tanto award of $1,300,000 be awarded to the property owners. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Sincerely, Michael J. Donovan, Inspectional Services Director/Building Commissioner.
What's the wish of the council?
Motion approved.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci? Yes. Counsel Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. 11 yes.
And my understanding, we do need an emergency on that vote. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. 11 yes. And we have several other financial transfers. I can read them together if you want to separate them.
Please.
Order that the sum of $128,278.00 from the reserve account to the various payroll accounts to fund Local 193 collective bargaining agreement effective July 1st, 2012. Order that the city comptroller be and is hereby authorized to certify as an available fund the amount of $25,000.00 as allotted to the City of Lynn Community Development by the Massachusetts Department of Travel and Tourism to fund a grant initiative to refurbish the GAR Museum. Grant period is 5/2/13 to 6/30/16/13. Order that the city comptroller be and is hereby authorized to appropriate from free cash the sum of $400,000.00 to the account of ISD Maintenance Service Contracts account for the renovation of 100 Bennett Street to relocate all school administrative staff to that location. Order that the city comptroller be authorized to transfer the sum of $85,855,000.00 from the reserve account to the Veterans Benefits account. Order that the city comptroller be authorized to transfer the sum of $5,243.70 from the account of Veterans Benefits account to the account of unpaid bills of prior year. Order that the city comptroller be authorized to transfer the sum of $2,000.00 from the reserve account to the Care of Dogs account.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton? Yes. Council Cahill? Yes. Council Capano? Yes. Council Calucci? Yes. Council Creighton? Yes. Council Seer? Yes. Council Ford? Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net? Yes. Council Phelan? Yes. Council Trahan? Yes. 11 yes.
And on the emergency, roll call, please.
Council Barton? Yes. Council Cahill? Yes. Council Capano? Yes. Council Calucci? Yes. Council Creighton? Yes. Council Seer? Yes. Council Ford? Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net? Yes. Council Phelan? Yes. Council Trahan? Yes. 11 yes. New business, ordered that, Councilors Phelan, Creighton, Barton, Cahill, and Net ordered that the EDIC, in cooperation with Community Development Fund, a study of traffic configuration in downtown Lynn, which includes a designated central business district and arts and culture district. The scope of said study shall include but not be limited to an examination of one-way streets, traffic signals and signs, intersections, sidewalks, driveways, and any opportunity to increase safe access for pedestrians, motorists, and cyclists on our streets and sidewalks, along with improving commercial opportunities.
Councilor Creighton.
Mr. President, through you to the members, this is just recommending a study of downtown's traffic situation. As many of you know, travel down there is very confusing with the number of one-way streets and some outdated laws. So EDIC has been looking into this, and I think they're on board as well as community development to look to find a better way for our residents and businesses to have access in the downtown. Motion to
Motion made, seconded, discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton? Yes. Council Cahill? Yes. Council Capano? Yes. Council Calucci? Yes. Council Creighton? Yes. Council Seer? Yes. Council Ford? Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net? Yes. Council Phelan? Yes. Council Trahan? Yes. 11 yes. And
Council Capano.
We have a tradition in this city of honoring veterans that have provided, sacrifices in service to our country, and this year's no different. This year we're going to be honoring the Landsberg family, in particular Seaman Second Class William Landsberg was declared killed in action September 7th, 1943. So we'll have a ceremony next Tuesday night in the City Hall auditorium at 6 o'clock, and we need to vote on the proclamation that would declare the corner of New Park and Forest Streets, Seaman Second Class William Landsberg Square. And this will give Blank Sweeney the opportunity to get the ball rolling with this.
I'll take that in the form of a motion. Councilor Capano, seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton? Yes. Council Cahill? Yes. Council Capano? Yes. Council Calucci? Yes. Council Creighton? Yes. Council Seer? Yes. Council Ford? Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net? Yes. Council Phelan? Yes. Council Trahan? Yes. 11 yes.
And Councilor Capano, would you like an emergency on that?
Please.
Motion for emergency by Councilor Capano, seconded. Roll call.
Council Barton? Yes. Council Cahill? Yes. Council Capano? Yes. Council Calucci? Yes. Council Creighton? Yes. Council Seer? Yes. Council Ford? Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net? Yes. Council Phelan? Yes. Council Trahan? Yes. 11 yes.
Any other new business? Councilor Creighton.
Mr. President, through you to the members, I'd like to request that the City Council send a letter to the Inspectional Services Department requesting that they apply for the Attorney General's Distressed Properties Identification and Revitalization Grant. This grant just came out last week. It's going to be around for a very short period of time. Essentially, the municipalities that apply will work with the Register of Deeds to identify any foreclosed properties that have been left in a state of disrepair. And I, as a ward council, I know many other councils here, have a number of these properties that can really take down the quality of the neighborhood. So it would just be applying for the grant. Hopefully we'd get it. It's only for municipalities that have a large number of foreclosures. So I'd like to
I'll second that motion. Motion made to have Mr. Donovan send a letter applying, requesting to apply for those grants. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Councilor. Any other new business?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?